Toxic people thrive in environments where confusion, emotional chaos, and insecurity dominate. They rely on emotional reactions, self-doubt, and psychological weakness to maintain control. But nothing unsettles them more than silence, quiet confidence, unbothered boundaries, and calm consistency. Silent behaviors are powerful because they communicate strength without confrontation. They show you cannot be manipulated, intimidated, or emotionally destabilized. When you master the art of quiet strength, toxic people lose their influence over you. They cannot feed on your reactions, and they cannot predict your emotional landscape. Silence, when used intentionally, becomes a shield, a boundary, and a warning. Below are 8 silent behaviors that make toxic people uncomfortable, threatened, and even fearful, because they expose their tactics and eliminate their power. 1. Your silence when they expect a reaction. Toxic people feed on emotional responses: anger, frustration, fear, sadness. Reactions give them leverage and help them control the narrative. When you stop reacting, you interrupt their supply. Your silence tells them you aren't easily moved, and that their manipulation has no effect. Nothing shakes a toxic person like realizing their words or actions no longer trigger you. Silence becomes your emotional armor. It denies them the chaos they crave. You're no longer playing their game, and that terrifies them. They don't know what you're thinking, how you feel, or what you're planning next. They lose the ability to influence your mood or decisions. Silence also forces toxic individuals to confront themselves. Without your reaction to distract them, they are faced with their own behavior. And many toxic people hate looking inward. This is why they push harder at first, trying to get a response. But once they realize silence is your new standard, they retreat. Your emotional neutrality becomes their defeat. 2. Setting boundaries without explaining yourself. Toxic people hate boundaries because boundaries limit their access, control, and influence. When you calmly set a boundary without defending, justifying, or over-explaining, they immediately feel threatened. Why? Because explanations are what they use to twist your words, guilt-trip you, or pressure you into changing your mind. But a quiet, firm boundary is different. It signals self-respect. It tells them you know your worth and you aren't afraid to enforce it. You're not asking for permission, and you're not inviting negotiation. A simple "I won't be available," "that won't work for me," or "I'm choosing something else," spoken calmly and without apology, creates a shift in power. Toxic people are used to manipulating emotionally vulnerable individuals, not those who speak little but mean what they say. Your boundary, spoken without emotion, becomes a barrier they cannot climb. The silence around your boundaries, the lack of justification, makes them fear you because it means they can no longer influence your decisions. 3. Walking away when they cross the line. One of the most powerful silent behaviors is simply removing yourself. Toxic people want to pull you into arguments, drama, or emotional chaos. They want you to stay engaged. But when you walk away calmly, it destroys their entire strategy. This behavior communicates that you will not tolerate disrespect or manipulation. It shows you are in control of your environment, your emotions, and your boundaries. You're not trapped in their drama. You're choosing peace over chaos. Toxic individuals fear people who can walk away. They fear abandonment and losing control. They fear losing their audience or victim. They fear being left alone with their own behavior. Walking away is more than a silent exit. It's a declaration of independence. It communicates, without any words, that you will not be controlled. Your footsteps speak louder than any argument ever could. 4. Not sharing your personal life with them. Toxic people want information. They use your vulnerabilities, fears, dreams, and insecurities as tools against you. When you become suddenly private with them, they feel shut out, and that triggers their fear of losing control. Silence becomes protection. They cannot twist your words if you no longer give them any. They cannot sabotage your plans if they don't know them. They cannot manipulate your emotions if they don't know what matters most to you. Keeping your goals, relationships, finances, and personal thoughts private creates a barrier that toxic people cannot penetrate. They become frustrated because secrecy eliminates their advantage. The moment they realize they no longer have access to your inner world, their influence collapses. Quiet privacy is a power move. They can't use what they don't know. 5. Staying calm when they try to provoke you. Toxic people rely on emotional volatility. They push buttons to see how far they can go. They insult you subtly, make sarcastic comments, or create drama just to test your reaction. When you stay calm, they feel powerless. Calmness is a silent language. Communicates maturity, control, and emotional intelligence. It sends a message that you see through their tactics and that their provocation is ineffective. For toxic individuals, this is deeply unsettling. They fear people who cannot be easily manipulated. They fear people who maintain their inner peace even in the face of hostility. They fear emotional maturity because it invalidates their childish tactics. Your calmness exposes them. It highlights their immaturity and insecurity. And nothing terrifies a toxic person more than having their true nature revealed, especially by someone who doesn't even need to raise their voice to do it. 6. Giving them no access to your energy. Toxic people want your attention, your time, and your emotional energy. When you pull back quietly without drama, they panic. Your silence feels like a punishment to them, even though it's simply a boundary. Detaching emotionally is a silent act that says, "You don't control me anymore. I choose where my energy goes. You no longer have power here." When you stop pouring into them, they lose their source of validation. They rely on others to feel important, powerful, or superior. Cutting off this energy supply leaves them empty and exposed. This is why toxic individuals often accuse you of being cold or distant. They are not upset because they miss you, they are upset because they miss the control they once had over you. Your emotional withdrawal is not loud, but it is powerful. It shifts the balance completely in your favor. 7. Moving forward with your life without including them. Nothing frightens a toxic person more than seeing you succeed, grow, or heal without them. Your progress threatens their sense of superiority. Toxic individuals want you to stay stuck, dependent, or insecure because it makes you easier to control. When you quietly improve your life, your finances, your mental health, your education, your career, your relationships, they feel insignificant. They realize they no longer play a central role in your life. Your growth becomes proof that you never needed them. And the scariest part for them? You didn't announce it. You didn't ask for permission. You simply evolved. You moved forward, healed, and elevated silently. Toxic people find this terrifying because it symbolizes freedom. It shows them they have no real hold on you. Your success becomes the mirror that exposes their stagnation. It shows them how small they are and how much they tried to prevent your rise. 8. Being unpredictable in your reactions and decisions. Toxic individuals thrive on predictability. They study your patterns, how you react when you respond, what you tolerate. But when you become unpredictable in a calm, controlled way, they lose their grip. Your unpredictability doesn't mean being chaotic. It means not giving them the same emotional script they're used to. Some days you answer briefly, other days you don't respond at all. Sometimes you engage professionally, other times you walk away. They never know what you'll do, and that makes them uneasy. When you become unpredictable, you become uncontrollable. Toxic people cannot manipulate someone whose emotional responses do not follow a pattern. Your silence becomes mysterious. Your boundaries become firm but unexpected. Your decisions become independent. Unpredictability takes away their power because manipulation relies on knowing how to push your buttons. When those buttons stop working, they panic. Your silence becomes a new identity: calm, confident, and unreadable. And nothing scares a toxic person more than someone they cannot read, control, or influence. Silence is a form of power. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. Silence is mastery. Toxic individuals fear silent strength because it reveals the truth. They never had as much power over you as they thought. Your quiet confidence disrupts their manipulation, invalidates their tactics, and forces them to face themselves. Through these silent behaviors, you reclaim your emotional space, your peace, and your identity. You show toxic people that control requires access, and you are no longer granting it. Your silence is your shield. Your boundaries are your armor. And your growth is the greatest revenge. Toxic people fear those who cannot be shaken, those who move quietly, those who protect their energy, those who rise without making noise. In the end, silence becomes the loudest message you could ever send.